Financial Manager by Darion, DJ, Iris, Ayana, and Stamili.
Financial managers are in charge of teams that do these duties. They produce accurate financial reports and information, develop cash flow statements, project profit, manage credit, make financial forecasts, budget, and manage risk of financial loss, and direct investments. In order for them to carry out their responsibilities, they must maintain knowledge of legal and regulatory requirements. They have to pay attention to changes that may occur in laws, accounting pronouncements, and taxation, which can affect the financial position of an organization severely. They work with banks, investment firms, and insurance companies, and they can also work in teams or alone, acting as advisors to top executives. They report to top management. They manage subordinate staff on a day to day basis, and they can create financial reports, direct investment activities, and develop plans for the company's long term financial goals. They are responsible for the financial health of an organization. Many things can alter an organization's financial plan or finances in general, which can make it challenging for them.
Supply or financial managers need to have a bachelor's degree in finance, accounting, economics, or business administration, have at least 5 years of experience in financial occupation. Some of the skills you need to be a financial manager are analytical, have the ability to look at the data, understand it, analyze it, and make a decision. Accounting, be able to record accounting transactions and understand accounting regulations and practices. Technology, ability to use technology such as Microsoft Office, QuickBooks, Excel, financial systems, and much more. Written and verbal communication, be able to communicate clearly and connect with others by giving financial advising, leadership, management, and interpersonal.
Paramount to their firm's success in keeping their team motivated, focused, and ethical. They draw up creative strategies the same way Andy Reid draws up plays for Patty Mahomes on the gridiron. Communication is also vital as it makes sure everyone's on the same page and working towards a common goal, staying focused. Next, they safeguard their company from chaotic monetary strategies or practices, which can often lead to financial ruin. We have to remember that financial managers often work for large companies and are dealing with large amounts of money, and with this comes large responsibility. They're almost always in charge of an entire sector or a large part of a sector of a giant company, so they have a lot of pressure riding on them at all times. They also provide a service. They work in the tertiary sector, and so no physical good is produced or sold, which means they must always be on their game 24/7. And this is because what they're selling is themselves and the skills that they have that can help the business improve and create profit. And so they really just have to be focused and drink a cup of coffee before they go into work and make sure they're always on their game. Demand stems from a firm's financial illiteracy and or lack of free time to do a certain task or complete a certain report or forecast. And oftentimes they bring in financial managers that specialize in a specific skill, such as like risk management. Say they're struggling in a certain area, and so they'll oftentimes outsource and bring in a financial manager that can help not only improve their business's function of that task, but they can also teach their subordinates under them how to execute it properly. Firms also strive to maximize their profits any way possible. This is the main goal of a firm, and it's the main reason they hire financial managers. It's part of the reason why financial managers are so busy and why their decisions carry so much weight, because there's so many people counting on them, and their decisions often determine the success of a business and whether they're going to go in this direction or a different direction. Lastly, along with supply, demand determines the price a financial manager can charge. Many variables affect demand, such as geographic location, numbers and size of the community of the companies in the market, the economy as a whole, and the turnover rate or department health. First, larger companies obviously um, produce or hire more employees and have greater workforces, as well as being in a larger market. Also, geographic location goes hand in hand with this because um, if you're in a certain market in a certain area, there's obviously going to be more openings for financial managers in, say, New York compared to like Santa Fe, New Mexico. A lot of this also has to do with where a company's headquartered and where most of their workers work. Next, the economy as a whole. Obviously, if the economy grows, the skills provided by a financial manager are going to be more sought after, such as planning, directing, and coordinating investments. Firms will have more money, more ample money due to a larger economic boom. And so because of this, they're going to want their money to work for them, like we mentioned earlier, and they're going to want it to keep growing for them. And then lastly, turnover rate and department health. So turnover rate, obviously, if there's more people leaving or being fired from, being a financial manager, there will be more job openings in that field. So for example, a successful previous financial manager will likely be replaced internally. They'll probably have the ex-financial manager either decide himself or herself who the next one will be. We'll pick sort of a protege, or the company will look for the skills and the qualities in that former employee that made them successful and try to hire someone similar to them for the same reasons. And then lastly, department health. If the department's really struggling with their finances, there will likely be a larger emphasis on adding value to their staff and talent as much as they can, just to try to combat whatever issues are plaguing them and to improve the business any way they can. As you can see over here with the graph on the right, like I mentioned earlier with geographic location, you can see the different regions have different, are demanding different areas of financial positions. And this is just due to the varying economies that have to do with their market and their climate and things like that.
Trends in financial manager. Males get paid more than females. Changes in qualification. Financial managers focus more on managing data than people. They need to make sure they understand how business can satisfy other cultures and regions while expanding their business. Technology has changed over time. A good thing about technology, after business know how to effectively use the system, they would spend less time analyzing data. They would still spend some time connecting the information, but with technology, it would be easy to get data. Business keep developing new ideas and how decision-making process can be impacted with technology in a good way. These are good opportunities because the job can be done in less time than before because of the different programs that technology is offering now. Financial
Become a financial manager. Okay, first I would have to have a college degree, bachelor's of finance or related, or a CFP. Next, I would have to have experience in the field. There's a certain amount of years that you have to have under your belt to be a financial manager. The minimum is 5+ years, but the more the merrier. Next, I would have to create a resume. So me creating a resume would allow me to practice my interview skills so I can have it all packed down, allegedly. And I will have knowledge in the field already. I will have to be a person that's qualified. A person that's qualified to be a financial manager is qualified to be an accountant, a sales representative, a financial analyst, an appraiser, and an assistant in any business related company, which is a lot of people don't know about. Next, about be a leader who's eager. Leaders who aren't afraid of failure or risk and are very practical and economical will succeed. Excuse me. Those who prefer creativity individually, environments aren't good for them. Talking to people, taking risks will do poorly. Okay, usually it starts as an intern or a low-level sales rep who makes good calls. First, first promotion about 2 to 4 years, and you will have to make likely be an advisor or a broker of some sort of roster of the clients. Next, you will become a planner, a personal advisor for clients. 10 to 15 years later, you will be a financial manager. After 25 years in the field, you are ready to be a better financial manager. In charge of segments, managing director being make decisions affecting all finance executive directive, top voices of the department, backing up forehead of employment. The vice president advanced campaign with peers beginning to draw corporate attention. Associated began to provide services to clients in charge of retaining clients, analysts. No pay, learning the job.